Zach Edwards here with another Tutorial Tuesday. This one we're going to be talking about a strategy. So a lot of times I tell you how to play the game, but some of these Tutorial Tuesdays are going to be all about strategy. I want you to learn how I play the game. And if you look at the live video stream that we did from the regional tournament, I was beaten by one of the best players we have. At the same time, we came inches within each other of winning. I mean, we both had 2,000 something morale, and then finally he, actually I think he won by morale, making his point all the way to the top to 3,000 points. Okay, so today for this Tutorial Tuesday, I'm going to give you a strategy when it comes to starting the game. So let's put all these cards back from a game I was just playing. Okay. Now say you're starting the game. You really want to get out, so you want to be able to put out as many countries as you want. For the first 2 rounds, remember, it's world peace. I can't interact with you, you can't interact with me. So it makes it so that we have an easier time getting established, getting our civilization established. So you pick 5 cards off the top of your deck. Now, in this, you can see I have 2 armies, 1 explorer. When you're stacking your deck, you're customizing your deck, you want to put a few more explorers than is normally in a deck. The reason that is because you want to find the explorers as soon as possible so you can get the lands out as soon as possible during those first 2 rounds so you can fill them up with people. Not too many. So maybe if you have, normally you have 6 in a deck, maybe you want 10. So hopefully you'll be able to get some at the very beginning when you start setting up you're establishing your civilization. It also gives you the chance that if you have them in your hand, you're not going to want to set yourself up too thin, so you only have like 1 person in each land. You want to be able to build up the strength. You can actually hold back on the explorers and keep them in their hand as well. So I would start off with playing both my... Another tip is when you're playing explorers, don't let them be the second or third card. Let that be the first card that you play, because what you're going to do is you're going to pick up a new card that you don't know which one it is, and your opponent might have the exact same continent. So in that continent, if they have the same continent and I decided to put my explorer down, and I already placed my army over here, but my opponent's not in this land, I wasted that army. I should have had him in the land that my opponent was in. So if I'm picking up a brand new land, I don't know which one it is, I want to use my explorer first. The first card I use during a turn is my explorer. So I can find that land, and then I can grab my strongest army to defend that land. Say I have a second army. I would put the strongest one in the one my opponent can attack, and the second strongest, or the weaker one, in the land that's usually going to be safe, at least for this turn. And then I'm going to play another card. Oh, sorry, I already played my 3 cards. So then I would grab my cards, and it's my opponent's turn. It goes around the table, or if you bypass the first 2 rounds, you put them all down. This next turn, if I find another explorer, here's where the question comes. Do you want to play that explorer and have to put a new character above that so there's only like 1 or 2 characters there, or because the second round's coming up and you don't know if your opponent's going to be able to attack you right away, I'm going to play 1 character, 2 characters, 3 characters. And the reason why I have 3 characters in each land is the opponent can attack twice per turn. If they attack me once and win, one of my opponents or one of my cards go away. If he attack me a second time and wins, another card goes away. Now these are cards of my choice. So of course I'm going to leave my army there. They're the strongest card there. But because they can only attack twice, they took out 2 of my cards. I still have 1 card left. That means I keep that land for at least another turn. So the next round, I'm going to have all my cards back. I'm going to start adding more people to that land, hoping that if my opponent attacks again, I'll have 1, stronger cards, but 2, I'll still have 3 characters in that land, or at least 2 characters in 1 army. And then if he attacks, that land, even though 2 people get sent to the discard, still stays mine. You want to keep all the lands you can. So again, don't stretch yourself too thin by gathering all of your lands right away. At the same time, you don't want your opponent to be established in land, say in South America, and then all of a sudden you pull a South American land, and all you have is like 2 cards you can place there, 2 very weak cards. well, you know that your opponent's going to attack you, take out those 2 cards, and he's going to claim the land that you just brought from the land pile. So you don't want to do that. So this is just a strategy session when it comes to lands. If you have some strategies when it comes to lands, please share them with us. Put them in the comments below. Especially like Trace, who won the regional tournament. I know he has some great insight into this, because the way he was playing, at least I don't remember if it was this one or some of the other games I played him before, he would actually stick with only 1 land or 2 lands. Now the danger with that is when somebody hits a Chernobyl or another land like the old Vesuvius, which would wipe out a whole land. If he put all his strength in 1 land and didn't have a backup land, he'd be out of the game just because of that one thing. So be careful how you place your lands and where you put your people when you place your lands. Until next time, this is Tutorial Tuesday. Watch out for Game Design Wednesday. You're going to love it. This is where we talk about how to design your own game. And this is just a small tip that we share throughout the whole course, or at least the course during that one day. So every Wednesday we meet on our course, we send out a new video, and you're able to, or at least once a week, depending if you come in at the beginning or if you come in later on. Let me explain this a little better. So when you sign up for the game design course, you actually get the curriculum, you get an activity book, and you get a journal. So you're going to keep track of everything that you do during this this adventure that is game design. So you get those 3 things. They're all sent to you right away. Every week, a new video of the first chapter, and then the second chapter, and then the third chapter. Each week, a new video comes out for the next chapter, because each chapter takes you a week to develop. It's not just one little thing and that's it. You can't just do it in one day. This is a thinking process. We want you to create games that are full of thought, that are not just thrown together and that's it. We want games that will last, that people that play it will like. And so we take you through the steps. So again, on Wednesday, on our Game Design Wednesday, we're going to give you a little tip that we talked about in that video, or at least, let me restate that again. We're going to have a preview of what we're going to be showing in that course that day. And so if you started later on, you're going to get it down the line, but you're going to be able to see what we're going to be showing you throughout the course. And I know you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy all the different parts and pieces, because we're not just talking about designing the games, but learning from the games of the past. We go back to George Fox, who created some of the earliest games out there. There is F&R Lockley. Can't remember. But they were also a developer of, and I think it's the Traveler's Guide Through the United States, the earliest game designed in the United States. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go through the history of it. We go through the Parker brothers and the development of their games, of the Alfred, what's his name? Alfred Butts. Yeah, that is his last name. He's awesome. His story is about Scrabble and how he came up with Scrabble, because he was born before the recession, but he started work during just before the recession started. And this is, sorry, not even the recession. This is the Great Depression. So back in the 30s. So he lost his job, and through that time he created Scrabble. Scrabble is now the second most purchased game in all of history, right behind Monopoly. So we go through Parker Brothers, we go through Milton Bradley, we go through all these. So just that part of history, I know you'll love. Check it out. We also go through all the different parts of design as well, so you're going to like that. So this is a large course with a lot to learn, and that's why we give you in snippets of each week. And Game Design Wednesday is when we talk more about it. So catch us tomorrow on a Game Design Wednesday. Until then, take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow actually. Take care. Bye.